Hi guys, I'm Psychic Medium Dean James Fox and welcome to Psychic Corner. This evening we're really lucky to have Jan with us. Now Jan has offered to have a reading in front of you wonderful people, so you're all invited into Jan's life for the next 20 to 30 minutes. Good evening.
Good evening.
Oh my goodness, how exciting.
It is.
First of all, thank you so much for being here and thank you for us allowing it to be filmed. As always, I always ask if you've ever had readings with a one-to-one where you sat in front of anyone.
Yes.
Oh, good. So how long ago was that?
Over 12 months.
Oh, so some time ago.
Yes.
Fantastic. So during that reading, did they talk to the spirit world, or was it more about what's going on around you?
The spirit world.
Wonderful. Because there is a difference, you know. So if it was more about what's going on around you, it would be what's called a psychic reading. But of course, if it is the spirit world, that's mediumship. The best way I can describe it, as always, is mediums are told things, psychics just know things.
Yeah.
Rules are, we like yeses, because I'm wonderful.
Yeah.
We like no's, because I'm average. No. We like no's, because it just means that you don't understand it at that moment. And of course, if you think you understand it, but not sure, let me know.
Yeah.
The only reason I say that is because if you're letting me know, it might be that I can get more information.
Yeah.
Don't just say yeah because you think you know it. I'd rather you go no.
I'm not sure.
Do you know what I think you're just going to tell me as it is anyway?
Got me already?
I love it. I love it. I'm going to get straight on with this if that's alright. I know that I've got a lovely lady with me and this lady feels very maternal. She is one of those people that would just run the world and run it back again. She's talking about how, and I know that I'm on mum's side because she keeps going to mum's side, but it feels like emphysema pleurisy pneumonia, but I know that it's in my lungs rather than my heart or anywhere else. Yeah. She's got a little bit of a shake to her, but I feel that's her adrenaline, you know, when they get themselves so worked up.
Yeah.
She's only as tall as you, she says, so no offence, you're halfway to mind in Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, but we'll not talk about that. But she's laughing at me because she went, I'm not short. She is. No offence to her, she is. Yeah. She also talks about how you have, even though I know you've got family and stuff because you came and your husband's in our waiting room, talks about how lonely you are at the minute. You know when sometimes you just feel so on your own that you don't know if anybody's there for you. Now, don't take it the wrong way. She just wants you to know that she's listening to every single word that you shout at her. And it really does sound like shouting, she says. So I know when you're in your head, you're so frustrated and you're so angry, not just with yourself, but everything, that you're shouting in your head.
Yeah.
If that's what you need to do, love, you just keep going. I don't care. She don't care. If it gets that off your chest, just keep shouting at her. She also talks about where you've been having that little bit of anxiety. She doesn't call it panic attacks, bless her. She calls it more of anxiety where you've not always wanting to be around everyone, and when you're having to see certain people, you're getting that tension back in your chest.
I recognise that it was my mum because of the things that you were saying, things that my mum would say.
But you can understand where you're having that nervousness about going to certain places because she's repeating it.
Right, okay.
No, don't just say okay to me. You're allowed to tell me I'm wrong. Yorkshire came out then. Honestly, she's talking about, she's going to see if I can get more info. She's talking about where you, in the last 6 months you've not wanted to go somewhere and you were panicking about it because again she's repeating about that, not panicking but it was like anxiety where your chest was tight. And she keeps saying it was back to flat and she said that twice. So again, just remember the way that that's being said, back to flat.
Right. Not sure.
That's alright, don't worry. I know that it'll make sense as we go along. Hope she's still saying back to flat. I love her. Sometimes what they'll do is they won't allow me to move on until I get to where I'm meant to be. She's still going, panicking about going back to the flat.
Oh.
It was the way like you were just going to tell me too much.
No, I think it's come to me now.
Okay, but she keeps repeating it like it was really important.
Yeah.
Okay. Afterwards, please do tell us, but at the moment, keep it to yourself, if that's alright. She keeps saying that all these tears are worth it, and I love that, because it means that don't be feeling wrong about being emotional, because sometimes we do, and sometimes we get upset about it, but she's literally going, it's all worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, now she's also talking about how individual you were as a child. What does that mean?
Different, maybe?
Probably. I'm glad you understand it. If it were me, it'd be odd, but she's just saying individual. It feels like you didn't want to almost conform in a nice term. I don't want to be rude. But you know, when all the rest are playing with dolls, you'd rather be cutting their hair off. Okay, because she seems to think that you're more of a tomboy. I didn't say that, she did. More of a tomboy, so you understand that phrase. She just wants you to know that she's not on her own, and I think that's a lovely phrase to start with. Okay, I know that I've got a younger male with me, and I'm going to bring him in because he's been I'm getting right like that. I know that this character is a little bit giddy. You know when you meet somebody and they don't want to sit still and they're always fidgety. Because if you've noticed, as soon as I was like that, I'm up again and I'm down. Even the way I pushed myself up was exactly how he'd have done it. Now he's laughing because I've taken my glasses off. And he literally goes, I wanted them. So I know that he wanted some round specs like my Harry Potters, just the same, because he keeps on saying I wanted those. He talks, he's really funny because he like cuts his sentences. It's like you're meant to mind read with him. Well, what do you want? Half of the sentences, and he's laughing because he's talking about putting cheese in the actual sandwich maker but not actually making a sandwich from it. It's almost like I forgot to turn it on for 16 hours or something stupid. Okay, he's also laughing because he wants you to know that he is so happy right now, and I'm not even joking. He gives me John as a connection as well, which I understand as could be smaller or longer, but he keeps on giving John. He's a little bit shorter than me. I'm 5'9", so he's a little bit, his hair's a mess, don't take it the wrong way. Well, that's the fire and police outside. That's not coming to take us away. I know I said take it the wrong way. Lord help us all. But he's talking about his hair being a mess. You know, when he... How do I explain what he's trying to show me? You know, no matter how much product you put on it, it'll still kind of do its own thing. It's like he's got 6 different crowns all going like in different...
Spot on.
Can you understand what I mean?
Yeah. With Jonathan, everything that he did, practical jokes, just things that you were saying basically were him, couldn't be anybody else.
But he's a proper character, okay? Because he was on about Jimmy Carr and people like that now, because he's he's gone from one to another, he's just laughing, and he actually is taking mick and doing that. Okay, he also he's not a great age, bless him. I know as I'm looking at him, I'm 40. And I'd say he's only in his 20s or even around that. I'm a broader chap. He just seems like he's just a bit smaller than me, but you know, we carry a little bit extra, but we don't like it. Okay, because he keeps on going, breathing. Okay. He also is telling me that you're a feeder, don't take that the wrong way. So I know that this man would have always just been eating everything, and he keeps calling you mum, so I'm presuming that he's your son as well as we go forward. He's no, I'm taking that back. He went, she's my best friend. Okay. So I know that you're his mum, but he's still saying that you're his best friend in that way. Okay. He's talking about how strong you've had to be. Oh, bless him. Just hold on for a second. He went, I'm sorry, mum. Okay. He went, I didn't mean to die. I'm getting emotional, you know. But I had to go at the same time. Okay. I know that it wasn't just for show, and I've got to say that, okay? And I'm not sure if he'd done this before at some other stage, and it might not have gone to this level, but at the moment he's showing me that he didn't want to go that far, but he had to. It was almost like he didn't have a choice in himself, okay? Not with you, not with anyone else. It's almost like he just felt like he wasn't worth out, okay? I know. He has this attitude where one minute he'll literally try and make you smile, because he doesn't want you to cry. So I know that when you sat there, even when he was on the airplane, you'd be sat there and you'd be going, oh, just feel, and he'd be like that, don't be crying on me. Come on, let's do something. Okay. He's talking about where you've created a shrine for him, bless him so much. So I know that there's candles and angels and pictures, everything's all just like stuck together. And I'm not sure if you put it on the shelf or if it's close to the shelf, because he keeps talking about next to the bookshelf or the shelf as well. Okay.
Yeah, we're on the shelf, but...
Has it been moved now?
Yes.
It's probably got too big. Okay, but you understand where it was on the shelf. He also tells you that you only get one mum. Okay, and I think he showed you every day that he loved you without even worrying about it. Without even worrying about it. He's concerned that he's still taking all his troubles on, because he's repeated that you're literally, and I'm not sure if it's to do with finances or you're having to fight for finances for him.
No. It's not to do with finances.
Can I just repeat that, because he's still shouting about it? Okay, I love the way he went, no, I've still got to talk about it. He mentioned the flat again, so note how he said about the flat. And he's talking about fighting for the finances, so I don't know if there's a bond or there's something that is still linked there. Don't worry about it right now. We'll probably never see it again, but it's evidence that you'll know later on. Okay. He seems to think, oh God, I'm not allowed to swear. Well, I've already sworn, but I'm not allowed to use the large words that he's using. But he's talking about how, I snorted, he's talking about how the, how do I say this, effing D head.
Yeah.
Okay. How do I explain that? Okay, I've just got to say it as he says it, so excuse me how blunt this is going to cross. He's talking about somebody that was either seeing somebody as soon as he passed, and it's almost like as soon as he's gone they've moved on, or they were seen behind the back. It doesn't feel like it was that necessarily seen behind the back. It feels very much like, bam, what happened to me?
Yeah.
Okay, now for him he just said that he didn't like. Anyway, sorry for swearing at you, but he's saying that there must have been a gap between those two anyway,
Yeah.
and he's literally going, well, I'm not saying it's his fault, and it must be his fault, because he said his fault, but he helped towards it. He said he blagged me head, and I know what that means in York.
Yeah.
In other words, he made him feel like he wasn't himself, and I know that
Yeah.
phrase. I know that, we said John, didn't we? Johnny.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Johnny.
All of them.
Yeah.
Okay. I know that he went through his quiet times now. Sometimes we have secret depression, don't we? And it feels very much like he'd have gone through that.
Yeah.
Without even telling you, I've got to say. It
I
feels
knew
like...
that.
Did
I knew
you?
that.
But it just feels like you might not have known to the extent then, because he just...
No, I didn't know to the extent.
Because he just keeps showing me that you didn't quite know. Okay. He still says that you'd have stopped him, so I know that you'd have had the power to keep him going. So
Yeah.
remember how that phrase has been done. He's also talking about where we've got to go to London, and in my head it's either to see one of the stage shows or whatever, and I don't know if it's the Cats, Phantom of the Opera, whatever.
We did go to London,
Okay.
went to see Adele. Yeah.
I'm not jealous. Okay, but he's on about going again, so I don't know if you've had that conversation or if you've been thinking about something to do for him, then, I can't believe it, see Adele, then please remember that if that's okay,
Yeah.
because he's still on about going again.
Right.
Okay, hey, wouldn't it be lovely if it was a secret surprise?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've just had a conversation with my husband, and he's reminded me that we were going to arrange and go to a show to London. So, Dean, you were right again.
He's talking about a mixture of drink, and I know that there's other intoxicants because I'm just feeling really woozy with him. And he's talking about how, and I'm not sure if it was you that broke in and found him, or if he was literally, because he's talking about laying down and not wanting to get up, and that's the phrase that he's showing me at the moment, okay? But I know that somebody had to go get him rather than him kind of coming and getting everybody else.
It's partly right and partly right. We're laying down, but
Okay.
one in the flat.
Wherever it be, it's still that I want to be away and somebody's got to come and get me, if that makes sense, because I don't feel like I'm just sat next to you on a couch and sofa. Okay, so again, remember, he's still telling me they had to come through and get me, and he says come through and get me.
Where it went through a window,
Oh my God.
and that's when it obviously laid
Yeah,
down.
of course. My gosh, that makes sense where he's on the other side, if that makes. Jeez. He also talks about, but I know there's all sorts in his system, I've got to repeat that, because it doesn't feel that I'm completely of my own mind.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes sense.
He's got, and it almost feels like I'm self-medicating as well at that stage, if you understand what that means, whether it be drugs, alcohol,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It just feels like I've hit this point and I'm just going to self-medicate and
Yeah.
just kind of make myself feel better.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
He also talks about where he didn't want. Again, you can understand that phrase that he said earlier where it was almost like he didn't want to go but he had to at the same point. So maybe, he went quicker than expected, which in my world, don't take it the wrong way, would be a better way of going quicker rather than slower. Okay.
Yeah.
But in his world, he literally was like, well, I did it, didn't I? And that's his phrase. Now, he's not talking about writing a letter to anybody, he just wants you to just listen to music. And I know you mentioned Adele earlier, but again, it's that whole, just listen to those certain words and you know he's there 110%. He also talks about how you've got to not pick yourself up, because you'll never do that. I'm not being awful.
No.
He already knows how much pain and pressure he's put on you, and that is the one thing that he can't change, he says. Okay, but he wants you to live for him, and I know it's hard, but he wants you to live for him.
Yeah.
Okay. He's also talking about how, I love him, he went, I'm so unorganised, but it's a good job my mum's not. Okay, so I know, it's literally like, you walk into his space and it's like, where is everything? I don't know, you'll find it.
Yeah.
Okay, now he's talking about down here. Now, is it you or is it his dad that really hides all the time away from this emotion? Because it's literally like he's just been locked away. Okay, and you know, it's silly places like, I feel like I'm stood either in a coal shed or a garage or just, you know, away from people. He also talks about how he talks to him more than you'll ever know, you know. Bless him so much. He plays my songs, he sits in car, he has to, and he doesn't even put heating on, he just sits there just listening. Okay, know that he's moaning in the background because it's cold, because that's what he went, it's cold in here. Okay, keep going about your dad. He went, I ain't let him down, I ain't let him down.
No.
I know, we can say that, but he wants you to know that his dad is kind of feeling a little bit let down by him at the minute. Okay, and I know when we were talking about anxiety and things and you were saying you weren't quite sure, I know that his dad's going through it as well.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
gosh,
so
absolutely.
apologies if I got it mixed up with you, but he's just literally going through it. Okay,
that's how it comes.
And it made me laugh again. I love the way that he went like, when my dad didn't want me to be gay, but he don't mind. Okay, he's like that, he's alright about it. Okay, so you know that, oh, another one. Okay, I love that.
They were absolutely fine with it.
But the way that he said it, it was just like, oh, they don't want me to be gay, but it's alright. Even the phrase, alright, was exactly how he did it.
Yeah.
His hair just looks like it is the Brillo. It literally just, he moves and it waves at me.
Hairspray.
It's literally like that. I'm like, okay, just keep it up there. Okay, thank you so much. He still keeps going on about my glasses, so I'm presuming he wore glasses just because of the way that it was. He also talks about how somebody must have tried to save him when they came through as well, because he's talking about they must have gone through the same way as he went through, or I can't explain that, no. He's still talking about wherever he was, they came from the other side.
They did.
Okay.
Round.
Fine, but you understand the way that's fine, because he's still talking about them trying to save me, and that's lovely. I've got proper pain just here, right across my chest with it. Okay, and I don't think that damage internal could have been fixed. I've got to be honest.
No.
Okay, because it feels like here has just been.
Asthmatic.
Is he asthmatic as well? Bless him, because it just feels like I've crushed my lungs here. Okay, you're right, Bobby Dazzler. He just went, look at me, tats. I was like, wait. Then he didn't even show me. Okay, I was like, I don't even think you've got any, and he's like, I have. Okay. If he's hidden, it's fine, but you understand that as well. He also talks. He's just showed me a nipple piercing, but I don't think it's his. I don't know. Can you understand the nipple piercing?
His partner that.
Okay.
Well, they were engaged.
Oh, okay. Let me keep going. Martin.
That's his brother.
Oh, okay. Just making note of him as well. Show me again. What? He's got no balls. What does that mean? What?
It's right. No, it's not literally. I knew that you. No.
Okay. I was thinking like footballs or rugby balls or something, but obviously not.
No.
Do you understand?
I do understand.
Oh God, he's so strong. I've got to tell you, he's one of the best communicators for a long time. Thank you so much. I know we mentioned about his partner. It went X. Okay. Please remember the way they went X.
Yeah.
Did he have a little bit of sometimes? Because I just found myself whistling every now and then.
No, but he had his tongue pierced.
Oh, so it would make him whistle. Okay, thanks. Okay, he's talking about his ex and talking about how, and he's really going into detail now, so bear with me a second if that's alright. It's almost like he's moved somebody in before he's even moved out now. That's really strange. He's also saying that you gave it, he's going back to that money, so you must have supported him with some money since he's been upstairs, because he's talking as if we're meant to be getting it back. Write it off, love.
Yeah,
but he's literally like,
he's
showing that, and it's almost like he was grieving, and then all of a sudden he went out one night and next thing you know he's living with somebody, and that's how it feels. He's also talking about him taking to Greece or Cyprus or on holiday, because I can see the sand and the sea as well, and that's not him, that's about the ex.
Italy or Rome, I think.
Okay, I know that it's not in the UK, and he's literally going, I'm not even buried yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know it was very quick. He talks about November being a strong connection, not sure what that one is.
Yeah.
And he also talks about is it your anniversary coming up? Because he's just brought some bells.
A few months, yeah.
Okay.
And it's a special one.
Is it a special one? He brought some silver bells, so I don't know if that links to whatever the...
No, it's not silver, it's 30.
Oh my lord, what is 30 ruby, is it?
I think so, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'll have to look.
Let's pretend it's diamond and get a really good ring. He just wants you to know, out of everybody, you're his best mate. You're absolutely my best mate. He went, please forgive me, Mum. Please forgive me. And I know at the moment you do, but he's heard those voices in your head where you're saying that, you shouldn't have gone, you shouldn't have done it.
Why?
Why? Okay. But he wants you to know that he didn't mean to, but he had to, if that makes sense. Okay. He also talks about how strong you are in front of everybody else, but at home you're in flood constantly. It's become that you and your husband talk about him, but you don't talk about him. It's almost like you'll mention him now and not go into conversations.
Oh, I do.
Okay. I'm going to repeat that. It's almost like you get to a point where you get so upset that you just kind of like go, right, enough now.
Yeah.
Okay. So please have those conversations and listen to him, because he's still saying that every time you cry, that's him. Okay.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds really strange, but it's like, I'm allowing you to. Okay.
Yeah.
He also talks about where he keeps blowing your candle out as well. Okay. Just remember it. Because he's talking about, and he's going to his little place again, so I'm presuming his little shrine. Okay. Can you understand where your little shrine is, where the candle just keeps going out?
I can't recall the candle going out, but I'll watch this space.
You're going to have to do that, yeah. Okay. And I know we mentioned that it's gone from a shelf and it's obviously got bigger.
It's right, actually. Yeah, it is right.
Okay. Because he keeps on saying that it's him that's blowing it out. It's almost like you're asking for a sign and he walks up and goes,
yeah.
He's talking about how his face is everywhere, so I know that you can't turn a corner without him. He also talks about where his, he said celebration sheets, I'm presuming that's like the memorial thing, when we have him at Chapel of Rex.
Yeah.
He just went, it's behind glass now.
It is.
Okay, so I'm presuming that that's what he meant by a celebration sheet. That's a lovely way of putting it. He also talks about how when you go into the kitchen, you forget what you're going for, so I know you're a bit dipsy, which is lovely. Welcome to Dean's world. He's talking about every time you go to bed, it's almost like there's a little angel sat next to you. Okay, now we could be using this as symbology or whatever, because if he's called himself a little angel, then please remember that, because I know that's fake. I know he's lying. Because you'd never call him an angel. No. Don't be the wrong way.
Definitely.
Who said to... He's still talking about going to bed and showing the angel, but there must be somebody else, or him. Oh, go on.
I remembered what it is. There's some angel wings. Red. Angel wings that somebody bought me as a gift.
Oh my God, as well.
But it's not on the bedside, it is in the bedroom.
It's in the bedroom, that's fine. That makes perfect sense. So you understand where the red angel wings are next to the bed, which is amazing. Okay. Oh. He's also talking about how you go to bed every single night and go, night, Jonathan.
I do.
Good night. And it's almost like, and his dad still calls him lad. Good night, lad. Good night, son. Okay. Because he still finds it hard to say my name.
Yeah, it does.
He just wants you to know that he's okay. When somebody literally, he's talking about how he never wanted you to see him the way that you had to see him. Okay, he just squeezed my hand and literally went, come on, you can do this. So I know that either you were very close to his passing or you were there, because he's literally just squeezing his hand and going, come on, you can do this. Okay.
I wasn't there, but...
Didn't you see him pass?
No.
At all?
No.
Why is he talking about squeezing your hand? No, he's still talking about...
Probably because I had to identify his body. Probably.
You understand where he said, you never wanted to see him like this.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's squeezing my hand and saying, come on, you can do this. Can you understand that phrase?
Yeah.
Okay. Because he's repeating it like it's very important. Come on, you can do this.
Yeah.
Okay. He also keeps on saying that he never wanted you to see him like that. Okay. Thank you. And he wants you to know, out of everybody, you're his best mate. He's repeated this over and over again.
2 peas in a pot.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I got emotional because when Jonathan came through, Dean said to me that basically Jonathan was saying I were his best friend. We were like 2 peas in a pot, and we were very much alike. We were very close. I did get emotional, obviously I did get emotional. It was very important, and I'm pleased that it came through because that's what I wanted.
Your mum's just coming back in, and I've got to tell you, she is one of those characters where they'll go, what? What are you doing? And I was like that, not doing no, not doing no. It was almost like we were sat here gossiping, and she was like that, well,
I'm waiting.
Yeah, I'm literally like, I'm waiting. And even though the bus is only like 1 second late, she's like that, it's an hour late. Okay, so impatient, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with the teeth, but she keeps on going, I can't chew that apple. Okay, I have no idea what's gone on
She
with
had
her.
false teeth.
She just goes, I can't chew that apple.
Yeah.
Okay, and she keeps saying, somebody keeps picking my nose. I'm like, what? But she keeps on going, what? Ooh, show me that again. Who is it in your family that constantly, I did it on camera, oh my God, who keeps on going like that and scratching under the nose? Scratching.
Oh, I don't know, his other brother.
Okay, just remember,
Maybe.
I don't really mind, but just remember the way that she'd slap him, because that's just the way she is, even though we don't condone violence, she'd go like that on. Okay, she also talks about how independent she made you, and thank God she did, because you just said you won't be able to cope with losing Jonathan if you hadn't. Okay, she also talks about how you what? Why are you back walking? Have you not been up and about properly?
Dean mentioned to me basically that my mum had mentioned that she was really pleased that I were up and about. I wasn't really sure what it meant, but I've just had an operation and I am up and about again.
I know that she loves you, even though she didn't say it when she were down here. She is one of those people, and again she's talking about where you tried to get to say goodbye properly, but you always miss out, she says. Okay,
Yeah.
so if you didn't get a chance to say goodbye to her, just know that you didn't need to, because she's still here. If anyone's going to look after your young un, it's going to be her, you know that, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Because she went, I'm the only one that's having him.
Yeah.
I almost went into a voice then. Can you understand? Thanks. She also said, I've got some grapes just on the desk just behind you. And she went, are those mine? I'm like, no, they're mine. Okay, so I know that if she walked into yours and there was stuff on side, like, those mine? In other words, can I have them?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to tell you, God, how tall are you? Sorry, while I'm sat down, I've just had, I'm presuming it's Jonathan, just literally peer over top of me. I'm like, you seem really tall because I'm sat down, but you know when they peer over you, I'm like, what you bloody doing?
You're only 6 foot.
Oh my God, I'm 5'9". He just peered over me. I'm like, okay. He also tells me that he wasn't an angel, we're not expecting you to be, and that he caused his own arguments as well, so please note the way that he phrased that, because sometimes people can be a little bit
I
buggers.
understand that.
Okay. He also wants you to know that growing up he wanted to be special, and again, don't take that the wrong way, but in my head he almost started dancing and turning and singing.
Yeah.
Okay, I think he's just joined X Factor Club. Okay, he also keeps telling me that he keeps saying sorry to you. It's almost like he don't want you to think that you've let him down or he's let you down. So again, he keeps saying sorry to you. I know that you say to him all the time, I miss you.
Yeah.
I miss you. Because he wants you to know that he misses you more than the world. And I know that he's talking about either you talking to the star or the moon constantly, because he just went, I'm stood next to it listening. Okay. He also wants you to know that out of everybody in this world, you'll be the only one that knew him. And I know his dad loves him to bits, and I know the rest of the family, but it's like you two were so close that you'll never ever let go. Okay. You alright? Yeah. He wants you to know that you'll never let go, because that's how much you mean to him and he means to you. Okay. And I know you're sat here right now, but why is he telling me you haven't got his name yet? Oh, you have got it yet? Okay. Don't take this the wrong way. Can you do it in non-journal writing? I can't read
That's
John
his signature. Dean mentioned to me about having his name as Jonathan. Recently, myself and his dad have had a tattoo, which is with his name. It's his signature, so just a little tribute to him.
He's just, bless him, he just called you mummy. I'm getting emotional now, sorry.
He always says mother.
No, he just literally called you mummy like he was your little boy again.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Like, in your eyes, I know he'll always be a little boy, but he just wanted to show you that. He also gave you a rose as well, and he was almost just giving it you back. He wants you to have it more than anyone else. And he... You know, I can't think of the song, and I know it's Adele. You know when the wind's blowing in your face, or... Oh my gosh, why can't I remember the song?
Song of the dance?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Feel My Love.
Okay. I couldn't even get past when...
I had to think then, but yeah, it's that.
It keeps trying to show me the Adele song.
That's how it starts. With wind, God, can't even say it myself now.
So it basically just keeps showing me that when the wind is blowing in your face from the Adele song. So I know that you understand that song.
It was always because it was one of my favourites.
Well, he's still singing it. What's it called again?
Feel My Love.
We're rubbish when it comes to stuff like this. Don't ever invite me to a pub quiz. Okay, thank you, darling. He just wants you to know, and I know he's repeated it and repeated it and repeated it, and he said it about 4 times now, that you're his best friend. Okay, so you'll always know more about him than anybody else, so don't ever think that you're wrong, because you're always right. And even the way I said that was, you're always right. Okay, I'm going to leave so much love with you, but note that it's with your mum. It keeps on, and I don't even know if they met on the airplane or if they were that close, but they're like inseparable at the minute.
Yeah.
And you've not taken, she's not taken your place, I promise you, but she's definitely doing a good job.
Yeah.
She's just feeding him, you know, when you, in my head now she's like, here have this jelly, here have this cake, here have this sausage. Sausage after cake? Yeah. Oh, he can have what he wants. Okay, you understand that?
Yeah.
Before we go, I know that there's been talk about naming somebody after him. Okay?
Yes.
Because he just went, I can't wait.
Yeah, I know what that is.
He just wants you to know that he can't wait.
One of his friends found out that she was pregnant, and she asked me if it were okay, if it were a boy, to call him Jonathan.
He's chuffed to bits, tell him. I'm going to leave all the love. Thank you so much. Give us a squeak.
I've had readings before, but obviously those short readings this today were quite a lengthy reading, and absolutely, obviously I were a little bit emotional because it was spot on with Jonathan. I recognised that it was my mum because of the things that you were saying, things that my mum would say. With Jonathan, everything that he did, practical jokes, just things that you were saying basically were him, couldn't be anybody else. Yeah, it was lovely. I've enjoyed it, thank you.